This is a wonderful experience tonight. We get to deal with music from several centuries, from Bach all the way up to the present. We're lucky to have three living composers in the audience with us tonight. Mr. Gordon Getty, Matt's wife. Composer Luna Pearl Wolf, Matt's wife. And Jake Heggie. I tell my students, you should consider yourselves very blessed. You get to study and work on music that was written sometimes hundreds of years ago by people whose lives were very different from yours, who spoke perhaps a different language, wore different clothes, had different customs, and yet those composers put something in that music that's so deep that we appreciate it today in a totally different time and different cultures. And in a world where imminent things and stuff are the focus of most everyday life, we as musicians get the chance to spend time on transcendent things.
Here.
Now, our next two performers. I first met Jake quite a few years ago when he was still living in Los Angeles, and he came up to play a duo concert with Joanna Harris in Walnut Creek. I think he probably remembers that. And then, of course, he came to San Francisco and started working in the Opera House. And all along, Jake had written all these wonderful, gorgeous songs. And since he was at the Opera House around all these singers and opera singers who sang songs, he started showing them to them, and they liked them, and they started singing them. So that led, of course, to opera. Now, the ability to write beautiful songs doesn't necessarily mean you're a good opera composer. I mean, Schubert's operas don't make really very much traffic, but his songs certainly do. But Jake is one of the rare composers whose operas are being performed multiple times. The Dead Man Walking, whom I'm sure most of you probably saw, has had multiple performances around the world. And when we knew that Flicka was going to be our honorary chair in performing, I thought it would be great to have Jake here with us too, and to accompany her in some of his songs and other pieces as well. Now, Flicka. Everybody knows her as Flicka. She's just as happy to be called Flicka than anything else, probably because they mess up her last name terribly. Flicka's a lot easier to say. I met her quite a few years ago when she was doing what she still continues to do, and that is helping, supporting, giving young singers a place to sing in her concerts, especially here in this area. And a singer that I was working with, she invited to sing on a program with her. That's how we met. And we've enjoyed each other's friendship for quite a few years now. You all know about Flicka. I don't think there's anybody here who probably doesn't. But it's all true. And she's the most endearing soul, no airs, no pretense. She spends her whole life now is dedicated, and in her retirement, whenever that comes about in the next year. She told me a couple of years ago she wanted to be a school teacher. She wanted to teach music in schools. I thought, oh my God, So she's doing that at St. Martin de Porres in Oakland, a school which she sort of adopted. And she started a choral program there and a violin program. We got young Suzuki violins going, and she's working for many organizations, the Young Musicians Program at UC Berkeley, that involve kids. And her whole heart and soul, of course, now is dedicated and devoted to her granddaughter that just came about a few months ago. She has pictures if you want to see them. She's happy. She's a classic grandmother. So please welcome Frederica von Stade and Jake.